Hey, welcome to Module 5.4, End of Agreement, Process and Payment. In this module, we're going to talk about how to close out a project and finish this entire process. As always, we'd like to thank Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation for their support of this course through the project Community-Led Design for Specialized Housing in the North, and to acknowledge the partnership that makes this certificate possible between Nishnawbe Aski Nation, Together Design Lab, the Faculty of Community Services at Toronto Metropolitan University, and WASA Distance Education Centre. There's 3 guiding questions that will take us through this module. What are process payments, holdbacks, and statutory declarations? What's the meaning of substantially complete, and what role does it play in a construction project? And when should you issue the interim and final certificates of completion? Progress payments are the means by which you pay your contractor throughout the job. The terms of these payments will be outlined through the contract and should reflect the work that's actually being completed. You can revisit the earlier module about monitoring progress, which discusses how to ensure that what's happening on the ground matches what happens in the contract. Holdback and statutory declarations are means by which you control and make adjustments to progress payments. You can learn more about those on screen. As you reach the end of a project, the contractor can trigger the kind of final stages by issuing an interim certificate of completion. You, as the owner, then have 10 days to complete a final inspection where what you're looking for is substantial completion, which means that the structure of the building with respect to the dwelling unit is ready to be occupied and substantially complete and used for its intended purposes. So that doesn't mean that everything is done, but that the building is basically ready to be used. Along with issuing substantial completion, you're going to want to make a record of a list of any outstanding work. That can be things like known defects, which are small changes that both parties agree are there, finishing touches, or seasonal work that may need to be waited on. And at the time of creating that list, you're going to want to estimate the cost of those final jobs and hold back that payment from the substantial completion payment to ensure that the contractor completes that work. The final certificate is issued when all of the things that are on your list at substantial completion have been addressed. And at this point, final payment should be issued. This is the final act you have with your contractor and represents the end of your contract. For more details on what happens in project closeout, you can take the project management course that we also offer. That will go over things like ensuring that you've collected the warranties and know how to use everything that's in the house that's been built. And while that represents the end of your formal relationship with your contractor, and therefore really the end of a tendering and procurement process, I would encourage you, as I've referenced throughout this course, to take the time now at the end to debrief with your entire project team, including the contractor and other externals who may have worked with you throughout the project, and evaluate the process that you've just been through. What are things that you could do differently next time? What are lessons learned that could create a cheaper or higher quality project in the future? If you want to learn more about how to undertake that kind of evaluation and learn from the project you've just completed, once again, I would suggest taking the project management course. This module has brought us to the end of the construction process, and we've discussed what substantial completion was, how we issued payments throughout the process, and what are things to look for as you look at ending your contract. But if you'd like to learn anything more, as always, the references are on screen. Thank you.